Let's try again. Hmm. I can't hear anything. Is the connection really poor? Let's see. Good. Mm. Hmm. Are we connected to the Ann Arbor Public Library? Hmm. No thanks. That's one of the tricks hackers play. And if you noticed, right when that advertisement came up, you heard a background noise of like something like chairs moving or something. Little nonverbal communication there. To go along with the hacking. Yes, they can evoke whatever that was. They can evoke advertisement if the has code written in it to allow for advertisement, such as this, such as many apps. Uh, now, we know what network we're on. Where are we? Oh, I just passed it up, but that's okay. There's always another in the drawer, as they call it. Ah, boy, I could tell you some terrible stories about location. So, what I will say is use it very judiciously and only when you need it. Do not keep it on ongoing. It is a very powerful component. And look, the hacker just did that. I am not outside of the building of the Ann Arbor Transit area. And he just did that. And he's doing that. and that. And that. I could be so very wrong, but that just seems so very masculine to me. Oh, wow. Thanks. Now, let's try to make those phone calls again. Hmm. So I'm going to step out of where I am and displace my current location. See if that improves it. But I'll tell you what this is really about. I'll show you, in fact, what this is really about. My Facebook account there and my Google accounts are currently safeguarded with what's called a two-part verification. And so the form of two-part verification that I have is those accounts can't be accessed without an additional step in which I am sent a text with a confirming code that confirms that I am the user by receiving that code and then typing it into the Google application, the Google account application and or website, the Facebook website account and or application. I also, I believe, have that same two-part verification with my Outlook accounts, as you can see there, Outlook and Drive One. And then I also had it with my Simple Bank account, but it was recently hacked before I implemented the two-part verification, in which to access that account without that app, I would need to receive a text confirming my identity. And then in order to establish the connection between the official bank, Simple Bank website, and the app downloaded on my smart device, I would have to, again, confirm my identity via a text message code that I would put into a questionnaire generated by that app, which would grant that app permission, consistent permission to interface with the bank website ongoing until the app was deleted, basically, from my device. And so, since there are many people in Ann Arbor that know that I'm in a compromised homeless state as of most recently, and I'm in a compromised financial state for some time now, having to do with not only community harassment, but also, well, how can I don't know if there's a nice way to put it, and I'm tired, and I've been up for more than 24 hours, so I apologize. I'm not the most articulate. I have suffered exposure to toxic substances and radiation, excessive radiation, by my roommate, or now my ex-roommate, Alexander Raskind of the University of Michigan, Metabolomics Department. And he has sought an unlawful eviction writ in which he conducted fraud upon the court to obtain, and that was the consequence of a very prejudiced and disproportionate hearing conducted by the chief judge of the 15th District Court, Judge Burke, all of which is on record and all of which I intend to mitigate the best that I possibly can with the limited means and resources that I have to do so. Back to the matter at hand. So this is my other phone that I bought from Myers on Ann Arbor Sling Road. Among its problems, well, I won't go into its problems, but um, a problem that I'm having right now. See, that's a hacker trying to interrupt all of this. So I'm going to cancel that because clearly there's no barcode anywhere around here. I only have 3 minutes left on this phone, and this is the primary number and phone that I receive those identity confirming codes by which to access all of the accounts that I've spoken of. So, I don't have the money right now to replenish those minutes, so I am going to preserve them for that purpose. But you're right. But just well, anyway, they're blocking my ability to make a phone call on my smart device over the internet to force me to use those minutes, so that once they're all used up, then either they can remotely reboot my device in a way that it will not completely load beyond a consistent booting, and thereby my only means to use the device is to factory reset it, thereby erasing all of the information on it, most of which, perhaps, is evidence of this kind of community harassment that I'm tolerating on a daily basis. And the point of the harassment is to get me to delete very pejorative, perhaps incriminating circumstances of videos of public officials and community law enforcement officers and the University of Michigan personnel and students. So I've gotten good with a camera, but I've made enemies in the process. So, and stalkers and flash mob harassers, even to the extent that they stalk me here in the Ann Arbor Public Library. So that's the point of all of this. So I won't be able to check the balance of my bridge card to determine if I can go buy something to eat unless I go to a store and go through the embarrassing and complicated circumstance of picking something and then attempting to purchase it, and then as I have experienced consistently most recently, not having availability of any funds on it because of some very unprofessional work performance and ethic by my new worker, Miss D. Harris, who has not returned my phone calls or the documentation that I've uploaded on my Michigan Department of Health and Human Services account. I don't know if the video is paused when that happens or whatever, but my worker has not responded to the information that I've uploaded on my Michigan Department of Health and Human Services account. And she has not returned my phone calls, is what I just said. So I'm just repeating that because of the interruption here that happened on this video app / scanner, QR scanner, barcode reader. So that's the circumstance. That's why it's happening. I've given you the best examples that I can for this circumstance, but man in the middle activity, as it's called in the trade, hacking, not only the device, but the programs on a person's device. It comes in so many different forms, and the Google app that comes preloaded in these devices is king. Somehow there's just a very strong connection and tangent between that app and location antenna and Bluetooth antenna, and that app and the device system framework, not to be confused or misconstrued with the Google framework app, but the framework by which the device itself operates on, the operating system, if you will. I'm speaking in layman terms here, to the best of my ability. So I figured I would use this as an example, and perhaps the public beyond murky blue, poisonous yellow Ann Arbor can be better informed and prepared. So, in closing, let's try to make another phone call. Of course, I need to make phone calls to my doctors. I don't have my medications because my roommate, by means of his unlawful eviction, threw away my medication. So I've been rendered without medication now for 2 days. If I can't make a phone call, well, anyway, we won't speculate. We'll only try. And I guess that'll be a separate video when that time comes. Oh, that's right. Okay. So then, let's try this again. I'm going to just myself. Oh, they also have the means to drain your battery. You don't realize it, but when someone is attacking your device, I don't know exactly how they hack your device, but I do believe that they have to have some distinctive codes specific to your device. To your device, but I think that they are so advanced now that they just need to know your exact location, displaced from where they are, and they can use various programs to intercept the signals that you are connected to, such as a public Wi-Fi signal, or a 4G signal, or a Bluetooth signal. These are all routes by which hackers, men in the middle, which could be women or the third sex, can gain access and control of your device, even while you're using it and even while you're not using it. So I've dealt with that now for a year in Ann Arbor, Michigan only. So I was in there. Now I'm out here. Oh, another thing Ann Arbor likes to do when they're up to no good, they like to keep underage persons who aren't necessarily adults within my immediate sphere of space, not realizing that regardless if they're adults or not, if a crime is being committed, they're fair game for being recorded. Suspicious? Goodbye. Who are you?
I work for the library,
Okay.
so you're not going to do that, right?
Right. Goodbye.
Okay, well, we'll be by in a minute. So,
You can be by in a minute, or you can be by in 2 hours. I heard you. Our conversation's over. Goodbye.
Okay, you also have to keep your volume down.
Okay. Goodbye. It's a public place. You don't make those calls. Suspicious. Indeed.